We're on.
Are we on?
We're on.
Who's on?
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Special edition. Mannequin Schmannequin. Special edition here.
It's Thursday.
In our Soho location.
Yes.
I'm working on the new mannequin. I've done some pre-cutting, but that was for another little bit of work right now. So I'm going to see how this mannequin works for razor cutting. It's a new style of mannequin from Pivot Point, and we're excited to work with it. Today I'm working on a razor cut. I'm going to be using the flat plane of the blade. Now, when you're working on mannequin hair, it is real hair, but you really got to be a little bit more careful because you have a lot less give. I've taken one side of this cut already. It's been pre-cut into a classic graduated bob. So what I want to do for you today is I want to kind of incorporate what I've already cut. I'm starting from the opposite side. So one side of this mannequin has a different shape. I'm starting in the back nape on the left. This is what we call an open stroke, as I really work to collapse the hair in. Notice how I rotate the comb. Oh, I got a good stand. Look at that, it's great. Make sure the mannequin is in the perfect position, or your client. You can see I'm just working into what I've already cut. And what I want to do is whereas I cut one side with a scissor, I'm going to try and soften out with a razor. So I'm trying to do a nice kind of head nape hugging back, working from the left right the way through. I'm going to work from the back left right the way through to the front. I've divided the head up into a series of triangles. And while I know that I'm going to be working on some asymmetry with the shape, I have a vision, but I've left my game plan to do the haircut. I've left it a little bit more open. What that means is I'm going to assess certain panels of the cut. Once I've cut a panel of the cut, then I'm going to take another panel down. I'm going to assess how I'm actually going to cut it.
We've got lots of hellos coming in.
Oh, good.
This morning.
We're lonesome, me and Isabel here in our Soho location, just sharing a little education.
Hello, everybody.
Notice how I comb this hair straight out. Notice how I start moving the blade. And the blade moves even before I put it into the hair, and then I push it into the hair, and that creates a lot of softness. So using what I call more the flat plane of the blade. This is fundamental technique, but we're doing more of an advanced type of approach. But everything that I'm showing you today is fundamental technique. So right here, using the flat plane of the blade to just melt that hair away. And I'm going to come into hair here that's been cut, you can see, with a scissor. So I'm reusing my mannequin for another lesson, which is very important because it's the most important thing when you have a mannequin is really to use it till its fullest. And you can get lots of lessons out of a $60, doll. I don't want these sections to become too horizontal. I keep these sections much more vertical. That enables me to really judge the profile shape so much more. And I've got to work very meticulously in here because I'm actually shortening this and putting a softer line in, but there's a lot less hair to hold. That's why when we comb the hair and when we hold it with our fingers kind of top to bottom, not side to side. So it's top to bottom and it gets a lot tighter, and you can also curve your fingers so much more. Don't focus too much on the details when you're putting in your general shape. The details can come a little bit later.
So hello from Canada this morning. Hello from Brian Waldron.
Hey Brian, how's it going, man? Are you doing clients today? I'm sure you will.
He'll be rocking out in the salon.
Isabel was telling me how entertaining you are.
What up, Nick? Hope all is well from Rick.
Hey, Rick, how are you, man? So notice how I rotate that blade flat. I'm going to need to get a new razor because my Arroyo is wearing off.
Yeah.
Vintage. Yeah.
You're a veteran now.
Got a nice way of saying I'm old. So I'm just melting that hair away. Work on the softness, and you can see the profile shape. Nice clean section. I don't need clips when you're working with damp hair. Yeah, well, especially when the hair's shorter. Comb that hair straight out 90. I can see and feel the hair disappear behind me. So and I say behind me, it means behind my fingers. Because when I comb the hair, I'm right at the root. I comb everything out right at the root, and as I work through, I feel the hair disappear, and then I use the flat plane of the blade to add some softness into the hair. I comb that hair forward and see, and I'm really impressed with the way the mannequins are falling in. And again, we're just testing new things all the time to see how we can improve our game.
These are our new mannequins, right?
These are a mannequin that we're testing out that we really like, yes.
Nice.
So again, watch me as I pull this back. I'm combing this hair back. I see the hair fall away behind. It's right there. And that's where I put the razor in. We like to call this precision-based razor cutting. It's something that I've built the Arroyo brand on. Razor cutting being something that really appealed to me, having spent the first 10 years learning how to master a scissor. I always felt my work was just a little bit too stiff. And when you're looking for that tool or that technique that can help you, the razor has been that tool that's really helped me get better. There is some work that needs to be done in here, but I'm going to stay with the prize right now. And I don't know if you can notice that, I'm actually flipping the sections just a little. So I'm getting a little bit more, I'm just rotating it so it's getting a little bit more shallow. But I'm combing this all the way back. See the hair fall away behind. And then the flat plane of the blade. Not pulling it too far back because it's going to get too heavy and it's going to get too long. But just pulling it back enough that I can get that nice softness and that fluidity in.
Question.
Yes?
Can the mannequin hair damage my scissors from Debbie?
Debbie, you know what? I think that all depends on the mannequin. I know that the pivot point mannequins are great, the clip mannequins are great, the hair art mannequins are great, but there are some mannequins out there that even though they say they're real hair, the process, and sometimes they actually weave in a little bit of maybe 20%, not real. So I think you just want to be careful. I use my scissors on my mannequin. I don't really care in that capacity. I'm not that precious. I sharpen my scissors maybe once a year. But again, you don't want to be chomping through bad mannequins with that, $700, $800, $900 scissors. The good news is the Arroyo shear is the B-Max shear, and the Arroyo shear comes in at $335. And I think today we have a promo.
We do have a promo, guys.
What is it?
The promo is 25% off tools and products. And if you use the promo code, which is Stay Safe.
I was thinking, is she going to remember what the promo code is? Yeah. So the promo code on ArroyoPro.com is Stay Safe. A handcrafted wood razor, scissor, comb, everything's 25 off for the next 48 hours.
This is a great time to stock up on all your tools, guys.
So if you are looking for a nice shear, I think if you scissor, to get back to the question, if I've spent $1,000 on my scissors, I'm going to be less inclined to want to use them on a mannequin for fear of, ruining them. Now, I don't want this to get too built up, so I'm going a little flat. Look at the angle of my fingers. I don't know, I've got, if you can see the angle of my fingers there, I'm really flat. So the shape is right in here. Yeah, so it's not like this, because that's going to create a lot more weight. So I'm kind of following the head round. So I'm flattening this side out. You can see how that side flattens out.
Nice.
I'm going to continue on. This was the side that I cut the GB on. GB is not for Great Britain, it's for graduated Bob.
The GB. Jeff Stump says, are you still shipping products?
Yes, Mr. Jeff Stump.
Yes, we are, Jeff.
You put the order in, be in touch with Valeria.
Yeah.
And Jeff, I missed you yesterday, so maybe today, if you have some time, we might be able to connect. So I can touch base, buddy.
Jeannie Hook says, good morning, Nick.
Hello, Jeannie Hawk. I hope you're doing well all the way over there on the other side of the America. And I am definitely going to be planning my trip to come and see you and to be in your salon and to be with your team. So as soon as we get back to work,
yeah,
because it's not going to be normal for a while, but as soon as we get back, we'll be in touch to discuss. I think we may have floated 1 or 2 dates out for you already, but I hope you're well. Please miss all your team. A big hello from the old guy.
They're loving the shape of the GB from DZ.
Nice, yeah. So you see, we're kind of creating a bit of softness. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick the stand.
Knock her over.
I'm going to put a little bit of my hydro mist in.
Nice.
We're in Soho today, doing our Brooklyn Live. I've got to do a little bit of work in here. So right in the hairline, and we do this a lot, I'd put in a more tougher hairline, a more clean, classic hairline with the, when I cut this side with a scissor. Now I'm going to just pinch. I'm going to pinch and just soften. Just soften out. You know, the mannequins, you got to really be careful when you're getting close. But I think if you can do it great on a mannequin, it's even better in real life. You see how I'm softening that in now? Just getting that softness in there. You know, we've got to really talk about the professionalism and the quality of great craftsmanship when it comes to hair cutting. That's something that I don't think we can talk enough about. Now let's look at the front. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the front a little shorter. Not a lot, just a little.
We have a quick question.
Yes.
Is this technique applicable for curly hair and straight hair?
Yes.
Both? Yeah.
Yes, but when you're working on curly hair, you don't necessarily, depending on the curl, you don't necessarily want to do kind of what I'm doing. Because I'm really thinning out the hair. Can you see? So that really, this is what we call planing. So I'm using the full plane of the blade to soften and diffuse. Comb it and just have a look. And then push it this way too. Again, one of the things I'm looking for at this mannequin as I'm testing it here, beautiful for scissor cutting, I'm testing to see how flat it lies. Also looking at this line here. So it's trying to kind of get your work to be as modern as possible. It's important for you to experiment and get outside of the box. Otherwise your work just ends up being very same-ish. And seeing as we've been doing hair for many, many years, it's important for you to experiment a little. So that's why I took this one panel, which literally starts at the back corner here, yeah, and works all the way through. I took all of that and cut that. And I feel like I'm almost done. Yeah, I don't want to waste too much time here. You know, I don't want to waste too much time here. There's a crazy man outside in New York. Yeah.
Someone's knocking on the window.
Someone's knocking on the window and he's asking Isabel out on a date. And he's foaming.
I'm not available.
He's foaming at the mouth. You think I'm kidding? That's New York City.
That's New York for you guys.
Was you out with him last night, love? You're not allowed, are you? There's nowhere to go.
2 nights in a row is too much.
Yeah, it's too much. Don't lose your sense of humour. Okay, just a little check right in here. Just want to check behind the back of the ear. It feels a little thick. So I'm just gonna comb it. That's a nice little technique. You put your comb in, and you flick it, and you hold it, and it pulls everything out from behind the back of the ear.
Yeah, I love to do that, actually.
And then just tip it in. Yeah, it's very rewarding, isn't it? It's very
rewarding.
These little bits here, I like them, but I'm gonna just take them out.
Brian Waldron said, "That was me, let me in." Hi, Nuala.
Hello, Nuala. All right, so now we've cut that piece. Now what we'll do, let's come over here. So I've got two triangular sections. I'm gonna keep them out. And let's cut the underneath of here. And what I'm gonna do right here is I'm gonna work to keep some of this length over there. I'm gonna cut it short at the front. So, nice little experimentation.
Do you think, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
Do you think the pivot point doll head is better than the hair art dolls?
Oh, good question.
That's from Rick.
Rick, you know what? I've not worked too much. I mean, I think they're both excellent. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Because I do like both, and I've worked on both, but not extensively. But I do like it, and I like the size of the head. I know that both, it feels real good. This feels great. This hair feels great. But when I was in Long Beach teaching with using the hair art ones from the show, that felt great too.
Cool.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Both are great. We like that.
Both are great.
But it's nice when you can razor cut a doll head, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. And you don't have to worry about your scissors because it's a disposable blade.
Exactly.
Okay, so right now we're going to come from the front and we're going to scoot this flat. But I'm going to try and keep a little bit of length. Yeah, so you want the hair to be nice. I say this all the time. Evenly damp. Hydro Mist is our $20 magic potion. So right now I'm going to comb this hair forward. I'm going to get that blade moving a lot, and then I'm just going to slowly press it into the hair. So I'm combing that hair forward, slowly press it into the hair. Right, it's waving a little bit for me because it's been twisted up in a clip. It's like always behaves in the way in which the hair was held. So let's just have a look at that. Shorter here, longer here. I think it's too long. Let's be more, how do we say, aggressive. More aggressive. You got a good angle there?
Yep.
Is it?
I think so.
Good. Combing that hair down, still trying to keep a little bit of the corner. Dries off fast, a little bit of moisture. I want to get that kind of wave that was set in from the clip out. Also, when you weaken the hair, like I'm doing, it encourages wave. So we have a lot of texture haircuts with a razor, and if you raise the hair a certain way, you can actually make more curl. Take some of the thickness out. Oh, that's my favorite sound. What is it, Isabel?
That's the phone ringing.
That's the phone ringing. The other favorite sound is when I hear someone answering it. Yeah. So now my blood pressure.
Morning, Arojo Studio.
Yeah, now my blood pressure's starting to rise because I'm thinking, miss business. Yeah.
Who is it?
Yes. Yes, thank you for choosing Arojo. Nick speaking. How may I assist you today?
When can we get you booked in?
When can we get you booked in? We're back in business, hopefully.
1st of April, guys.
1st of April. That's what we're pitching for.
Watch this space.
Who knows? And I'm going to stay positive. Okay.
Carmel said, "Hi, Isabel and Nick. Ring, 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 baby."
Exactly.
You know it, Carmel.
Ring, baby. Caramello. Open flat razor cutting. Look at this nice open stroke. Notice the wrist doesn't move, just the fingertips. First I work on the length. This is a pretty advanced technique. First I work on the length, and then if I need to, I can go back through it and I can tip in. And I'm looking for the thickness. I can see it a little thicker right there.
So just to reconnect with our new audience, we're doing something asymmetric here, right?
Yeah, this is an asymmetric graduation, a more modern type of spin on the razor cut. We're going to work with some disconnection, and we're going to try and get some asymmetry in there. And we're keeping the door open because I want to be more creative today. My model's not going to complain with whatever I do. But
She's a quiet one.
Yeah, but it's very important to make sure that you practice really well. I want to practice really, really well. So right here, this is going to look, it's not going to stay. So right now, I'm just going to comb this forward. I'm going to take some of that all the way out. Use the flat plane of the blade. Really putting the blade to the test. Now, when you're looking at some of this, you might think it's kind of aggressive. Well, yes, it is. I'm being a little bit more aggressive, which means it's going to get a little bit more spindly.
Oh, now, I like that word.
You like that word? Now, I don't need, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come from the back. I'm going to comb this over, okay, and I'm going to collapse it in this way. Look at how mad that razoring is. Super mad razor. Look how deep that is, very advanced. Yeah, later on this year we have our razor craft. It's been changed. It's been changed from what used to be a 5-day program to a 4-day program. It's also been changed because it's really a class now that I'm going to be the lead teacher on. So it's called Razor Craft, and you can find out all of our education on ArosioPro.com, all of our dates. All of our class dates. Things are changing. Most stuff in April, we don't really start until, right now we've got classes starting probably towards the end of April because of obviously the pandemic. So I'm pulling this back, looking through the hair, using the flat plane of the blade. Any classes that we did cancel, look at this as advanced. You can see I'm just working that hair out. Look, pretty chaotic, yeah? Mm-hmm. But again, razor cutting, I use it as a staple for me, for my business, for my brand. Being an avid scissor cutter was the beginning of my career, and then from architecture, I decided to get more into sculpture, and this is what I call sculpture, more sculpting of the shape. Now let's have a look, and be careful not to, sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable when you do things that are not what your normal is. So you don't want to always try to get to that same perfection or how you work. Sometimes it's good to leave a few loose pieces and just to see how that fits in. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to be too aggressive. Okay, so now let's look at this. I've got 2 panels left for now. I can easily subdivide them. And I got a flying clip. Off it went.
And I've got one on hand.
Good. So let's take this panel out. And I think we should kind of connect it in the same way.
What made you choose this panel first?
Well, I'm saving the money which is the front,
right,
to last. Yeah, saving the money for the front to last. And I'm experimenting a little bit here. So I'm now going to connect this all operated below the below the round, and now I'm going to operate above the round. Okay, so I'm going to comb it forward. So not something that I do. I certainly have played with this in the past. But again, this is like really pushing me out of my box a little bit. Can you see that? Cutting from short to long. We're going to style the cut for you today. I'm going to go right the way through the journey. So now I'm combing the hair parallel to its section. So it's literally parallel to its section. Combing the hair forward. And just really putting in a lot of softness and controlled softness. The hair's wiggling a little bit, which I'm going to work with the texture, but then I'm also going to work against the texture when I come to style it. I'm going to smooth this out. We're going to have a look at it straight and maybe do some dry hair cutting. Enjoy the journey while we're here on a Thursday morning. It's kind of weird. We've kind of lost time. It's hard to keep our sense of time when we're not in work.
Yeah. Nina said, makes me feel happy that you're still bringing us your Thursday live class. Nice to have some normality.
Oh, good. Well, thanks a lot, Nina. Thanks for checking it out. And you know what? It's something that we do. You know, I've been working all week. If you get any product packages this week, I think they may have been packed by me. If it doesn't look too good, you say it's not as good as it usually is, maybe I did it. Or if it's better than it usually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think better.
We take full credit.
I'll take full credit.
If it's good, we take full credit, guys.
Yeah. So when I was in early this morning for my drop-offs, I got some more shipping to do. So
we're like elves at Christmas.
We got to keep working. So look at this on top, flat plane of the blade, using the side panel, letting it get pretty loose. See how loose that is? Yeah, and enjoying it. I really want to do that to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I'm not connecting. It's not connecting into here. I'm thinning it out with the tip of the blade. I'm going to come through. Just melt that away.
Okay, Mark Douglas White, where can I go to make an order on tools today?
You go to arojopro.com and at checkout we have a code.
We have a code.
And the code is stay safe.
Stay safe.
And it's a 25% discount code for the next 48 hours. So we have all of our tools, razors, clips, scissors, about 17 different styles and types of brush. We don't have any blow dryers. We have new blow dryers in the make. I'm going to introduce you to it later in the program here, because we're making some new equipment and some new tools. And we're excited because I love my blow dryer. So you see, I'm trying to diffuse that as much as possible. It's always a little thicker on the crown for all mannequins. So let's just make sure that and I've not worked on this mannequin before, but you can see the thickness. You can see it right there. So I'm going to use a lot of taper. A lot of taper. Sometimes that softness really helps. And now I'm looking through the hair and I'm trying to add a little bit of fading and shading. It's like I'm looking for the lightness to come through the hair. I'm trying to make it as consistent as possible. So it's like a different approach. It's a much freer approach than with a scissor. Yeah, a scissor's a little bit more structured. And if you see stuff like this, that line there, that's from the previous demonstration that I did, which was for a classic graduated barb. You can see some of that stuff, some little mini lessons on my Facebook page. Tipping through the hair. Tipping through. We call it tipping because it's using the tip of the blade. These are phrases that we've coined, you know, as we've been teaching razor cutting. Arojo has been in business for 18 years. We started in 2001, so we're in our 19th year.
Wow.
We first started our classes, Isabel, right here in this location, right where you're standing.
It's amazing. So 20 years next year?
Yep.
Anniversary?
Yeah. I remember one of the first classes, we used to do 2 classes a year, because you start at the beginning, which is your first class, and usually you did one in the spring and one in the fall. We had 3 people on our first class. I was like, it's not busy, but I'm going to teach it and see how it goes. Well, we managed to build something from there, which has been great.
It's amazing.
All right, so I'm going to stop right here. So this stuff here, I'm going to stop, blends in. It blends in, but it doesn't connect in, look. It doesn't connect in, but it blends in. Mm-hmm. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drop this top down. Let's have a look and see what we got here. And I'm going to drop the head down a little on my hydraulic mannequin. Now, just jump out of the way. Let me have a look in the mirror. So you got the panel here, and if you look, you got length here, length here, I know what we should do. I'm going to come across the top and keep a nice bit of length right the way through. So I'm going to come from one side, I'm going to place myself here, I'm going to cut all this side. I'm going to comb everything over to me. I'm going to leave a deep asymmetry section. So first section here, I'm going to work up and over the head. I'll spin around a little bit to you,
okay.
Fizzy. Fizzy Izzy. So that's quite a fine section. I'll stay with it for now. Quite a fine section. I'm not connecting it to the underneath. It's disconnected right there. Next section. These sections are going to work like a pinwheel. Bang, 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 bang.
Bang, bang.
She shot me down.
That's our favourite featured song.
It is. Kill Bill.
Good morning, Stud Muffin. Sending positive vibes from the UK.
Okay, who is that? Is that
Ian Graham.
Exactly. Stud Muffin.
Stud Muffin.
Yeah, Stud Muffin Top. That's what it is.
Love that.
So right now, right there, I want to soften this out. Notice I go to the tip to really soften that all the way out. I'll take it one more time, nice and light. So Ian, we said we was going to get to Manchester, remember, Isabel?
Yes, we
In
did.
the springtime. I slipped off the radar with everything that was going on.
We may have to...
But we're going to have to put it back on the radar.
have to put
Although
it back
this
on
year
there.
now is going to be one crazy year. 1 full week out of business. I feel like I've been not doing hair for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice to get back to doing a haircut.
He said absolutely.
Good. So now we're going to start to work into the hair. And I'm going to drag this hair all the way over. That was the last haircut. And now I'm going to follow this line. So you notice how the line's moving away. It's going to keep maximum length. So now let's just really work that blade through. Comb it, move your feet. You want to be looking down and through the hair. That's what you want to do. You want to be looking down and through the hair. So you got to move your feet so you can get into that right position. Yeah. So every time I move my feet, you don't really necessarily, I don't know if you can get that, and I'm not asking you to because it might be a bit weird, but I am moving so I get to look at it from the back, and I move around and look at it from the front. I'm going to elevate this up and over. I'm going to speed up the process. Speed up the process so, you know, it's nice to work quick. Don't go too slow. It's enjoyable to go slow, but when you're sketching, you never sketch slowly, do you? You kind of sketch quickly.
Can we sketch like this on finer hair?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep. You got to just be careful. You know, I can't tell you because you know what's finer hair.
Right.
What I mean by that is, it's like if you've got super fine hair, this is a different way to think. You got super fine hair and you try and get it look like a solid line, you got no chance. So you get it look like a diffused line, it can look a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
So play with that and think about that. We never tell people what they can and they can't razor. What we do is we just try and teach them to have choices. And if you unload the power of the blade, then what happens is it gets better for you personally because you're unloading the power of the blade and you're learning. So even though I've been doing hair a long time, I'm learning today. You learn less when you're demonstrating because when you're demonstrating, you're talking. And you have to have purpose, and there's less time to ponder. Whereas if you're silent, there's more time to ponder and more time to think. Of course, when you're demonstrating, you're just talking about what you're seeing. So working up and over the head until I run out of hair. And then now we're kind of, once we finish all of this panel, we're going to be about 70-80% through with the cut. So again, when you pre-section, you break up your haircut in a way that may be more manageable for you.
Could you give us, from Jeannie, some tips on trimming the fuzzy hairs at the neckline?
Yeah, I think that's a great, you've got to tighten, when you're doing if you're doing it with a razor, I tend not to do that with a razor. I tend to do it with a scissor, and I tighten the skin with my finger. Now, if you're doing it with a razor, a guarded razor is a great way to do it because it's so much safer. Yeah, but again, you got to look at it like a sketch, and if it's dark fuzzy hair, you've got to be ultra careful because it might show up. Once you start taking some of that neck hairline off, it might start to get too distracting. So think about it visually and look at it artistically. Of course, the best way is if you ever see somebody getting a short haircut in a salon, in your salon, go and watch them do the hairline. Watch and learn. You'll be surprised. Maybe not what you learn there and then, but by watching, you'll be surprised what you could bring to your game. Bring to your technique. A little bit of damp moisture in the hair.
She's having a full restyle today.
She sure is, isn't she?
She's looking super happy.
Yeah, she's not moved. She's not moved. What are you talking about? I think your boyfriend's coming back.
Oh, God. I told him twice now.
Here in New York City, when the streets are quiet because everything's closed, the crazies come out.
The crazies.
Actually, the crazies don't come out. You just see them more.
That's why I did not get the train today.
Yes, good girl. So notice how it's just the fingers. Notice if you're looking at the wrist, you can see the line I'm following. Coming through. All the way through. Coming all the way across. Soften that down.
Amanda said, how long would you recommend for a client to come back for a maintenance haircut? If it's a normal 6 weeks, you take it shorter and shorter every time since you're taking so much off.
Well, in this day and age, we're going to encourage our clients to come back every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we can catch up on the year. Yeah. But I think that realistically, I give my haircuts a 6-week guarantee.
Yeah.
I give my haircuts a 6-week guarantee. I give my clients a 10% discount if they book within the 6 weeks when she leaves. So if she books her appointment when she leaves that day, I gave her a discount. And then usually 8 to 10 to 12, depends on how well your haircut is. Problem is, I think sometimes cut the hair so well. Now I'm going to drag everything over this way. I'm going to drag it all over this way and see what I got. I'm just going to tip in, pushing it both ways so you can see kind of the different things that you can get.
Hyun-Soo said, we are the craziest.
Ah, Hyun-Soo. No, Hyun-Soo, you're the craziest.
It's looking good. Lots of love hearts.
Good. Okay, let's have a look at this front now. I think that there's a piece here that we don't need. So I think that what we should do, come here, Izzy.
Yep.
You can see, you got a hole here. Let's smooth some of that, empty some of that out. And then that can fall in.
Nice.
That looks like a nice idea, I think, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
It'll fall right in. Okay, so now I'm just going to comb it this way. And again, that's the nice thing about the razor. It's like an eraser. You eliminate things. You rub things out. And it's not like a scissor where you're putting lines. You can really, bust it out. So right here, we're going to use more the back of the blade. I'm going to pick all this hair up. Going to come from that shortness right in there. And I'm going to get right in. I'm going to scoop it out. Scoop it out. There you go. Scoop that out. So now we've kind of got this space here. Let's come back in and do that one more time. There you go.
Can we wear this to either side?
You're going to watch that, yeah.
Cool.
Whatever you do with your haircuts, I always push all my haircuts either way. because I think it's important to see how it looks when the client pushes it the other way, and if she has an alternate way to push the hair, it's like having two styles.
Versatility is key, right?
Well, you know what? You got to get creative. Haircutting has not been popular to the same level that hair color has, you know, in the last, I'd say the last 10 or 15 years. I think it's time for the resurgence of quality craftsmanship in hairdressing, in hair cutting, to come back. You know, I think people coming out of my school, I mean, my business is specialized. We probably have a 2-to-1 ratio of people who want to specialize in color than that want to specialize in cut. Yeah, so there's a lot of opportunity for those cutters out there. This is the tip of the blade, just tipping in.
Tony Gordon loved your video yesterday.
Oh, thanks, Tony. Always just trying to share my perspective. It's new interesting times for all of us. You know, the key is as I see what's happening from state to state, it's going to be interesting to see exactly, you know, when we're going to be able to get safely back in business. You know, and when we do get safely back in business, it's not going to be business as usual.
We'll be back with a bang.
I think we'll be back with not with a bang, I think we'll be back actually with a new mentality of hygiene and care and caution. Because if they can get the pandemic under control, guess what? Then we want to make sure we keep it under control. We don't want it coming back again.
Yeah.
Oh, cute.
Nice.
So you can see she's got this movement in here, yeah, which I like. Let's spin it this way. So, you know, you have areas of length and kind of juxtaposed against itself. You know, I do like the fact that we have a lot of this here and we have a lot of space. I think it's time for me to to finish this now with a scissor. Yeah? But before I finish it with a scissor, and it's important to comb around. Notice how I'm trying to comb the moisture out, because I'm not going to be able to overly razor cut it once it's dry. I'm going to scissor cut it. So I'm going to come through here one more time, and then I'm going to dry it with a scissor. I'm going to dry it with a scissor. Yeah. Then I'm going to dry it.
I'm going to dry it with my scissors.
With a brush.
And then I'll refine with my dryer.
Refine with my dryer. This is called tipping. Yes, I think we're going to know a little bit more next week.
Yeah.
You know, in reference to when can we get back. I know some states now are starting to mandate, and they're giving you an outline of when you're going to get back. Whether it's going to be the beginning of April, I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't know what's going on in our city here, because the two guys that run it, the mayor and the governor, it's an ongoing feud.
We're staying hopeful, aren't we?
Always hopeful.
Thanks for keeping our brains in the game, from Stephen.
Oh, you're welcome, Stephen. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it, man.
Tessa Gray wants this cut right now.
I'll be here for another couple of hours, Tessa.
We got you.
We got you. So yeah, just see that I'm just doing a little refine. If you don't want to know what I'm doing, is I'm just looking through it. I'm trying to get a perfect gradient, like a perfect taper. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want it to melt away. That's what I want it to do. I feel better about that. That little bit that I just did then made me feel I'm going to sleep better tonight.
You will be well rested.
I will be well rested. But now it's time for me to blow dry it.
Okay.
So let me show you how to do that. And I'm going to use a little product too. I'm going to use a brush. I'll show you my new dryer.
I'll do a little 360 of our gal.
I could have styled it a bit better for you for the 360. Is that you waving at yourself? Are you waving at the audience?
Waving at the peeps.
At the peoples. This product's called Healing Oil. Beautiful product. Yeah, I love this product. It's a lightweight oil in a can. So you can see plenty of texture. I'm going to use my flat brush. And I've even got my iron.
So that's product of choice today.
Let me show you the introduce. This is the new iron. This is everything's up today. This is the new iron, and let me show you my new blow dryer. So this will be available hopefully within 6 to 8 weeks. It's weighs less than an iPhone, and it's got the ionic button. I'm going to put the ionic button on to stop the frizz. It's nice and quiet, not loud, and it's got some nice power to it. And we're just going to wrap using what we call the flat round paddle. Going to wrap it. Follow the brush. Follow the brush all the way around. You're going to wrap it, keep wrapping it. Not going to be, we've got most of the moisture out. So wrap it one way. The nice thing about this dryer, not only is it super light, it's got a 12-foot cord. Most blow dryers have a 9-foot cord. So this means you can plug it in your neighbour's house and blow dry your hair.
You can blow dry from next door.
Next door. It's the flat paddle. Beautiful brush. One of our hero brushes. And it just gives there. It's like a Mason Pearson, but it's 1/5 of the price and 1/6 of the price if you buy it today or tomorrow, because we have our sale, don't we?
We do. So if you hit up arojopro.com, we have 25% off tools and products with our promo code, which is stay safe.
Wow, it's so loud. It shattered my eardrum.
I just want the people to hear.
I think across the street they could hear.
Sorry guys.
So just follow the brush. My nice red nozzle. The healing oil puts a nice little sheen. Doesn't weigh the hair down. And even though we call it an oil, it's not oily. So I think this is the longest time I've not been on a plane in about 10 years. So it feels real weird. Not going to the airport. I'm not complaining. Yeah. Although I am sad to have missed my trips. My trip to LA, my trip to Iowa. Also our event that we was going to do in Long Island. But we've changed everything. We've cancelled some. Once I get back to work after this extended period of time, even though I'm still working in the salon or trying to keep the brand going, yeah.
Anna
it's
said
it's like a break for me.
Yeah. Anna said she heard me from Boston.
She what?
She heard me from Boston.
Yeah, I know.
Sarah Hill says gorgeous.
Thank you, Sarah. You can see the raise is just a great tool to give you lots and lots of texture, lots of movement. It gives you that kind of stuff that you might not be able to get with a scissor. You may, but again, and if you can, great. It's not like the scissors. There's no other razors. The razor's not better than a scissor, guys. And vice versa. The tools, I came, because I worked at Vidal Sassoon, and that was part of my history, you know, I just wanted to try something different when I left. And razor cutting was something that was more in vogue, because we went into a lot of deconstruction. A lot of deconstruction of hair. In the early 90s, it wasn't so perfect and smooth and precise. It was more deconstructive.
Do you remember the first time you used the razor?
Yes, I sure do.
What
Did somebody
happened?
ask that question, or was that you?
Me?
Yeah. So I'd left Vidal Sassoon. I'm going to put my iron on. I'm going to just do a little bit of iron work, and then I'll do a little scissor work to finish it. Yeah.
Cute.
I left Vidal Sassoon, and I was working for Weller in the UK, based in London, an amazing education centre there on Mortimer Street. And I said to the two guys, because we had some cut specialists, because we taught cutting classes, it was a recession, it was early 90s. There was a recession in the UK. And I said to the guys, you know, at lunchtime, I said after lunch, we were down in Basingstoke actually. We said after lunch, let's go and we're going to practice razor cutting. And I said to them, and I grabbed a couple of razors. I said, let's grab some razors and do some razor practice. And they said, well, we've never really done it. I said, you know what, I've never even done it. But they'd arranged to get me some models from the test salon. So we got some models from the test salon. And the woman who was serving the lunches was about 50. And she had like really bad curly hair, like a little curly poodle, yeah? And I remember it because she served me lunch because they had a lunchroom there.
Right.
Big canteen because it's a big office complex. And I go after lunch, I go upstairs and we go to the test salon. And right as rain, there was two cute girls there and the lunch lady. And the two guys stole the two young, cuter models, and I got the lunch lady. And I was like, okay.
A little poodle.
I'm going to play with my poodle, with my razor. And I started with a guard. Within about a minute and a half, I took the guard off. I didn't want to work with the guard. I was like, I felt that the guard was impeding. I took the guard off, and then I started razor cutting.
Wow.
Yeah. And even though they had let's say the younger, maybe more, you know, through youth, more attractive and better hair, yeah, for their clients, for their models, I had my lunch lady, and we had a great lesson with the lunch lady. Came out amazing, and that was the beginning of the razor cut.
So
and then
cool.
I remember coming to New York City, working at Bumble. And we had a class one night where we've always done this, like a little workshop. We used to do it more. We don't do it so much anymore, do we?
No.
Yeah. That's what we always used to do. Workshops, soirees, work together, hang out, have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Or a beer. It's probably more like a beer. Mm-hmm. Should get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're poor.
More
because we're poor.
More for the poor.
Yeah. And I started razor cutting this young lady. Her name was Grace. She worked for Yoji Yamamoto and the store, and she was a nice looking girl, and she had great hair. And I really put the razor to the test. Wow. And that was like a light bulb moment for me.
Yeah.
I really thinned the hair out with the razor. Again, if you don't practice, you never know.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to do. The more practice you get, the better you get. And that's, kind of how I've gone about my career. So just working with the Orojo iron, just to smooth it out, just to flatten out the hair a little bit more, compress it. The healing oil is good for that.
This has the temperature dial on, right?
Oh yeah, this is a beautiful iron, made by Isotech, co-branded Orojo. We have some new ones coming out. It has a digital thermostat. It's got all the bells and all the whistles, out of Korea. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Italians are great for blow dryers. The Koreans are good for irons and tools. Yeah, the Japanese are great for scissors. And I'm not going to say what the Chinese are great for. I know what they're good for. A lot of hair. Yeah. So right here, I'm just going to work through. So yeah, different countries are good for different things, you know, and they have different tools and different techniques. And, we co-brand all of our tools and we have fun doing it.
Yeah. Do you remember where you said this quote to Hunsu? Everything is possible with scissors, everything. Do you remember where you were?
No, does he? I'm scared now.
Come back to us, Hansu.
Come back to us, Hansu. Known Hansu for a long time. Very creative.
He lives in California, right?
California, baby. This looks pretty good. Came out okay.
Yeah.
So once I finish this, I'll put the dryer in it again. You know, I think what Michael Gordon said to me once in one of the lessons when Michael was teaching, he said, what's your best asset? What's your best tool? And we're all thinking, you know, scissor, razor, clip. He said, your eyes. And I was like, yeah.
Yep.
You need to look, see what you like, see what you don't like. Did Hinsu fall off the toilet?
He's not come back to us yet.
Yeah, but it's a journey. You think of your career as a journey. Think of your career as, this is the piece, part of the journey. This is a moment for us all to not be working, and, obviously, hopefully we can all stay safe, and hopefully this time will pass sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And my business, we started a week before September the 11th, so we had that. We had Sandy. We had H1N1. Remember, I was stood right here doing a client, and I said to my client, I'm going to Toronto tomorrow. She went, you're not, are you? I said, yeah. She said, why? I said, why? She said, because they got the bird flu. I was like,
no way.
Really? And I got to the airport that morning because I was freaking out. And I got to the airport and everyone had a mask on, so.
Did you still go?
What do you think?
Yeah, you definitely did. No Purell, no mask, nothing.
Bring it on! Love it. That was a good time.
This is looking great. Sarah Hill said your hands too are your tools, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we're all thinking. Oh, hands, let's get creative.
Yeah.
And when he said eyes, I was like, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. And even if you're not right, it's good to think, yeah? Who is right? It's just food for thought. Everything's really just food for thought. We like that food for thought. Almost done. Now pick up the scissor, do a little bit of refining, a little bit of blowing, and then it's time for me to pack up some boxes, and we've got to do inventory. We had a big delivery yesterday, Isabel, so you ready to sweat a little?
Yeah.
You're going to work?
I'm ready.
You're going to help me?
Got my sneakers on.
Ah.
Ian said French flair to English structure.
You said what? Can you say that as
French flair to English structure.
Yeah. Well, that was Jean-Louis David.
Yeah.
When I met Jean-Louis David, he said that would be, if you could marry the technique of the British with the flair of the French, you could have the cronut. Have you seen that donut that they're making? We should go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. They have a donut sandwich.
Ooh.
Glazed donut on the top, glazed donut on the bottom, piece of chicken in the middle.
No way.
Way.
I like the sweet and savoury combo.
Me too. So you can see you get like a lot of different stuff here. You throw this hair around. This is pretty much roughly where I work most of the time, around the front of the salon. In my salon, no one has a chair.
This is your station.
But these around the front, I like to be by the door in case I like to see what's going on. And when you are the owner of the business, if something crazy happens through that front door, I'm the first to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now let's go through this with a scissor. You can stay there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to lift it up. First thing I'm going to do, lift it up, and we'll look for one or two of these like Fraggle stragglers. Yeah, you can take them out like that, or you can take them out like this. Like popping from the inside, or clean up from the top. And I'm combing this down. I'll look at the back in a second. Yeah? Let's just come through the front.
I'll stay here, right?
You stay there. So you'll see just a few of these very fine stragglers. And I'm just pinching the scissor. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna cut all this off because this is nice.
So you slide the fingers a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sliding, and then I'm combing this way. Have a look. With this haircut, there's a lot of juxtapositioning. So where I pull forward, or then I'd pull a section back. So you get lots of length clashing, mashing together.
Juxtapositioning, right?
Yes.
I like that.
And again, I'm just looking through. There's like a long piece there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep.
I like to call that sealing the cuticle. Also, your clients love it when you start doing stuff like this in front of them.
Yeah.
Because they're like, wow, look at that. What technique is that?
Yeah.
You know, when you kind of do this stuff, even if it's just for a few minutes, it's not that you want to be flashy, but you want to kind of, you know,
wow them a little bit.
Yeah. You got to make a little bit of magic, guys.
Yeah.
Trust me. This is everyone has a stage. This is your stage. Everybody has a stage. You have to wow them. If you don't wow them, you might see somebody else next time. If you wow them, they'll see you. Make it part of the magic. That's what I would say.
And it's tailored to the client as also, right?
Yeah, and they're nice words, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you say, I'm going to tailor the haircut to you.
Yep.
You kind of create the magic for them. Pretty cool for you to do that. All right, I'm literally 98% done. Just going to comb it around the back here. Just have a look. You see short under here, and then this falls over. Push that back, gives it a different feel. Just look at the outline. Don't try and cut too much off. Just a little point cutting. I'm resting it on my finger so I can just come in and keep it off. Just add a little bit of texture in there. Look at your haircut from the side too. Yeah, don't just look at it from the front. Look at it from the side too. Have a look and see if you can get some inspiration from your cut. The way in which the hair kind of moves together, especially with the razor. Now let's do this. Let's do a little bit more. Let's get the finished style before we show it. So I'm going to get another product. One of my hero products. This hero product is called Refinish. It's our texture dry shampoo. It's a great texture spray. It's going to add a little bit more oomph and chaos. It's like a nice kind of dry, clear starch.
Starch-based dry shampoo.
Just adds a little bit more dramatic here for you today.
Love this cut. Hi from California, Jenny Hughes. Hughes.
Hey Jenny. So again, let's just blast it around a little bit. We'll position it and then we'll call it a day. So when we're pushing the hair around, you see how the cut is playing. That's looking pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've still got plenty of length to do another haircut.
Yeah.
So same time next week.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
She's getting a restyle, another restyle.
Yeah, we're going to leave her in the cupboard. So she's nice and safe. Next week she's getting a restyle. But nice, great pivot point mannequin. A great pivot point mannequin.
Yeah, she's got great hair.
Great hair. So next week we'll do some bangs and we'll shorten this up and change it again.
Yeah.
Again, don't think that you can get more than you can get a few cuts out of everything.
Thank you all for checking in today.
Yeah, so
we had so much fun.
We did have a lot of fun, didn't we?
Yeah.
And more fun than we're going to have when I start packing boxes. We'll start packing boxes in a minute. All right, let's just drama it up a little bit. Let's get a little bit of product and we'll create a little bit more sleek in here. Let's take this out, right? Let's get a little bit crazy. Little cray-cray. Let's take that out. Now I gotta think about what I'm gonna use, because this is, you know, we do this stuff with our students.
What pivot point mani is this?
Oh, it's a special new one.
It's a special new one.
That's pivot point, new one.
So the newest version of the pivot point mannequin, Debbie.
You got it. That's it. They just tested, it's a sample one, but they just tested for us, which is good. Okay.
Hi, Karen Gordon.
Hello, Karen Gordon. Now we're going to go with our hair cream. Hair cream.
Yep. Are we going to do the red wall with this gal?
No. We don't need to.
Sorry, Nikki.
Yeah, and then we're going to put a little bit of Hydro Mist in.
Oh, nice.
That's going to soften it.
Okay, so hair cream and Hydro Mist mixed together.
Turn it into a lighter cream. And now let's work it in. Let's kind of work it in. Flatten it out. This will just melt right the way in. Hair cream is a great product. I'll do this side too. I'm going to slick it. You can maybe like have these textures change a little too, because we're going to have like wet and groomed next to dry and less groomed. So just work that in with your hands. Even mannequins you can practice styling with. Stand on there. Let me get my brush.
You can order these online, right?
Everything's available online.
Yeah.
My brush. Push it through. Nice and tight. Over this side too. I'm gonna work it in. Keep that out for now. Work this in. I'm going to take a little bit of shine on my brush.
Healing oil on the brush.
Healing oil on the brush. I'm going to push that in. Get that nice and flat. Same here. Push it back. Nice and flat. Now I'm going to do some more, because this is how you play. You're not busy. Play with your products. Use now some holding spray.
Primp it up.
We're going to primp it up. And this is a light, workable, brushable spray. That's what I love about this. The gold hold. Just place that right the way in. See how that holds that together?
Nice.
Now we'll do the same thing here. Is it? Don't forget, tune in next week where Jemima's going to get a sharp new cut.
Someone asked what her name was, so there you go. Jemima. Jemima's getting another restyle next week. Same time. Next
Same
Thursday.
Time, same place.
Same people.
Same people, me and you, is it?
Yay.
Anybody else, if you want to come, they can. You can come in and hang out with us.
Yeah.
As long as you keep your distance. So that just polishes it up just a little. And a little bit of spray. Right in there. Just to hold that away. You're on set. You're on a set. You take it. You don't want to put too much. The nice thing about this spray is it doesn't lock the hair together. Yeah, and it's such light brushable hold, and it's a really nice fine mist. Yeah, so it just holds that hair together. And Jemima has now finished.
Ooh.
Yes,
Jemima's looking great.
I hope you liked our lesson today. I hope you liked our cut today. Definitely here. We'll be here again next. We'll be here again next week with our Brooklyn Live. Although today we called it Soho Live because we're in Soho. Because I've got work to do.
Yes.
All right. So have a happy. Don't forget, if you want to check out any tools, clips, brushes, combs, go to Rojo Pro. There's a sale on for the next 48 hours. At checkout, type in "stay safe." You'll get 25% off your order. I'll be shipping all the orders out on Monday, as long as I'm allowed to be in the environment. So definitely do that, and you'll get your orders by the middle of next week. Have a great day, everybody. I hope
Thank you so
enjoyed it.
much,
Thanks,
guys.
Isabel.
Thank you. Bye.